Bringing you your favorite new MCs, it's Dormville!
Today I got my navy blue on. I've been sleeping on the sofa, I've been trying to upgrade to a futon. Still a nigga groove on.
What's good, everybody? It's Dormville. I'm your host, Mike Hood, with my co-host
Backstage Phantom.
And we're sitting down today with Mickey Woods Jr. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on? I hope all of y'all good, man. What's up?
Yo, for those of you who don't know, bro, Mickey is out of Port Arthur, Texas, bro. So, you know, that's the blue kid. If y'all don't know, you'd better get to know him. I guess it's like, let's get into it. Hopefully, you know, we don't have any storms to knock it out like last time.
Yeah, for sure. Last time was crazy.
Yeah, to start it off, so, like, I just kind of want to ask you, like, who are your influences? I know in, like, your Spotify bio you were big on telling people that, like, oh, you want us to, like, hear your influences in your songs. So I just kind of wanted to ask, like, specifically, who were those people that influenced your music?
Yeah, well, I'll start off by saying, like, when I first really got into hip-hop and just music in general, Lupe Fiasco was, like, the person that I was listening to every day, 24/7 type. So I would definitely say Lupe Fiasco as far as rap. But to be honest, man, like, my parents listened to, like, a lot of jazz, especially my pop. I'd say, like, just older jazz musicians, because back then I really didn't know who the hell I was listening to, who he was playing. So, but right now, Robert Glasper is one of my favorites. Of course, Terrence is one of my favorites. Kamasi Washington. So I listen to a lot of that. I Kill Myself Without Saying, like, Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean is one of probably my favorite artists right now.
Frank Ocean's pretty
and
good.
I draw a lot of melodies and just, like, experimental, like, creative type from him. So yeah.
So you said that Lupe was like your main influence as far as rap goes. Since you grew up listening to, like, a lot of jazz music, I guess I want to ask what got you into rap, or, like, did you start off, like, with jazz or something like that?
Right. Nah, it was kind of a mix of both, but my parents being, like, Southern Baptist people, like, when I was small, I really didn't listen to hip hop and rap like that. It wasn't until, like, I started being able to watch, like, 106 in Park on TV and stuff like that. So that I got into rap. So I was, like, basically my favorite people back then was the people that were on the radio and on TV every day. So, of course, like, you know, back then, like, when I was, what was it, like 2000, just mainly the 2000s, bro. Like, of course, Lil Wayne was everybody's favorite rapper,
right.
And it definitely was mine. Him, after I, like, got off of the whole Lupe thing, he led me to Kanye. So I was listening to, like, a lot of the Graduation, and I was able to go back and listen to, like, Late Registration and all of his old stuff. So yeah.
Yo, talking about, like, just being in a jazzy mood, like jazz stemming from blues and whatnot, is that where you kind of get, like, the blue kid persona from, or where does that all stem from?
Yeah, it's part of it is that, but most of it is just simple. It's like navy blue was always my favorite color, or some type of blue. I just remember, like, back looking at all of my old pictures of me being small and stuff. I would always, on picture day, I'd always pick out the navy blue outfit. Like, it's either, like, a navy blue, like, little simple collar shirt, or I had, like, actually, it was a fly ass shirt I had, bro. It was like a long sleeve navy blue and white shirt, but, like, the collar was, like, jean material. It was, like, my favorite shirt ever. So I thought I was fly as fuck. Like, so yeah, navy. So that's where the navy blue kid, the blue kid persona comes from. Just that being my favorite color, and I feel like I associate colors with things a lot, like, in life, and I feel like my personality and my, like, calm temperament and stuff like that I associate that with the color of navy blue, like, just looking at, like, a ocean,
Right?
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, whenever you, like, look at a project or look at a song, do you kind of like not categorize it, but like do you see it in a color like spectrum? Like, oh, this is more of a blue song, or like this
Right.
would be like a purple or a red, or like whatever the emotion or
Yeah.
what is set up with it.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely do that. It's more like different sounds make me think of different colors, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So whenever you did your last project, was it like all these songs need to fit like the specific color, or do you think that you would ever make a project that it's like all these colors combined into making my like whatever the final color would be?
Huh, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess I'll be able to answer that when that day comes. But for the navy blue project, it definitely was like it wasn't even that I thought about it so much. It's just like I was just locked into that just that mood. I
Mm-hmm.
was like throwing newspapers every night, bro. It's like my worst job ever. I was throwing newspapers every night. So like in the morning I get up at like what 3 or 4 in the morning, and I get done at like 6 or like early 7 o'clock. So all I was seeing was that night sky. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
a deep, deep navy blue until like around 7 or 8. And so I don't know. That's just I had to do that every day. Like I did that every day for a year. We didn't have any days off or anything. So I was just locked into that mood, bro. Like that's all I can say about it.
You had a project come out recently. It was navy blue.
Yeah, that was my last project.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So Navy Blue was a short EP I did with my homeboy Tony. I met him after one of the shows I did in Houston when I first moved out there. And we just got together, bro. Like I would go to his house every day, almost every day. And he'd just be cooking up beats, bro, and like we'll just be chilling and writing songs. I'll be writing songs while he's like creating a beat. And so that project was really just us uh just chilling, bro, like, and just locked in to making music for a few months, and that's what came out of it. Tony's a real good producer, man. Y'all should check him out. He's out of Houston, Texas. His name is Tony Dark. So, and he just had an album come out called Self Love. So yeah.
But just like going into you meeting people like after shows and whatnot. One of the guys that we talked to over the summer and was just trying to link with and just like get to know better, since like both of us, or I stay over in the Dallas area, and so like whenever we record and everything, we're out by Dallas. It was No ID, and the other day, or it was in the summer, he like posted you. I was like, bro, how does this nigga know him, bro? Like, and he like
Yeah.
I DM'd him. I was like, hey, how do you know Mickey, bro? And he was like, oh yeah, we did a show together. Like, what was that
Yeah,
whole
right. Did the
experience
show.
like?
Yo, no ID. He's fucking, bro. That dude is dope. He's dope, bro. Like he just put a clip on Instagram the other day that I saw. I hit him up. I was like, nigga, you gotta chill out, bro. But yeah, me and No did a show together. When was that? It had to be like a couple years ago. It was through this company called Evolve. I didn't even get a chance to like see his set or anything, but just me being the person I am, I met him and I seen that he was like dope, and he was just real, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no type of like fabrication or whatever. So I went and checked out his music. I'm like one of those type of people. If I feel you as a person, then it don't really matter if you made it or nothing yet. If you like we friends or whatever, I'll go listen to your music and tell you if it's whack or if it's dope or not. And when I listen to No ID shit, it was dope. So yeah, I definitely had to hit him up. Like, bro, you gotta chill out. Yeah. You making it hard out here.
Bro, I know he's making big waves over in Dallas right now. But is there anybody else that like you met at a show that you were like that actually just like impacted you in your music career or just in life in general?
I don't know, bro. I'm mad. Who did I meet? Nah, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Nah, no. Nah, I can't. I can't. My memory is bad, but if it was somebody that really impacted me like that, I'd be able to tell you right off the bat.
Right. Just like going into like what's next for you. Is it gonna be a new EP, or is it gonna be like a straight like album, or like just
Yeah, right.
letting out like small pieces?
Yeah, right now, bro, I've been working on the album. I'd say like I had the first song for about 2 3 years now.
Hmm.
So I've been working on an album, just trying to pace myself and trying to be progressive as far as like putting music out. So I want, since like my last project, the Navy Blue project, I'm just really working like on progressing in every aspect. So the mixes, the writing on it, the production, just me being in there and learning stuff for myself so that I can start being able to like engineer my own sessions and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just been working, bro. I'm thinking about putting out the album. I'll tell you guys, I haven't told anybody else yet. For my birthday on March 10th.
Okay.
Uh, for the longest, I was thinking it was gonna be October, but shit just haven't been working that way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a process, bro. And like that's what I mean when I'm saying as far as like trying to progress. So a few years ago, if I had like as many songs as I had now, I got like maybe 14 songs now for the album. And I wanted to put it out in October, I would have just put it out in October and rushed it. But I know it's not done yet. I know we still got a lot to do with the mixes on it.
Hmm.
Uh, I wanna. I still got a few features that are coming in. So I just wanna be able to take my time, bro, and really do it the right way this time because I'm just trying to be better as an artist, bro. And that's the only way. You know what I'm saying? It's just to take my time and do things when I feel like it's right.
Yo, you were talking about like just progression in yourself, and then trying to make sure that you learn all the tools of the trade. Be it like mixing, mastering, just being able to engineer your own projects. Whenever you do that, do you? I know that I have a cousin, and he does like all like he mixes all his own stuff, and like he engineers everything for other people, and like will go ahead and do his own music. And
Yeah.
there was a point where he got to the like he was listening to music purely with like engineer's ear rather than like a rapper's ear and whatnot. Is that one of like
Right.
right now? Whenever you like listen to your own music, are you listening with musician's ear, or are you listening more with like the engineer's ear?
Um, well, in this space that I am now, because I've been listening to these same songs, bro, for like the past 2 years. So I'm tired. I'm like past the fascination stage. Like they cool. I know they're good, but I'm like, okay, we need to get it better. So right now I feel like I'm listening with the engineer's ear. I'm trying to find edit points. I'm trying to um find ways that I can make this vocal sound like a little different rather than just a dry vocal, make it seem like more experimental or just a different sound that's not my usual voice. Um, I'm trying to find, I'm looking at other artists to see like what type of person would fit this verse. Like maybe if I have two verses on the song and I don't want to do three verses of just me, I might try to find somebody else and just trying to find the right artist that would sound that sounds good on that record instead of just picking somebody that's one of my homies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I definitely feel like I'm listening with the engineer's ear in this phase of the project right now.
Do you think like going forward, would you want to continue making music, or do you think that like engineering will turn into something that's like, damn, this shit dope, like I want to keep doing this? Because it's like as a musician, like as the rapper, like you have your voice as your tool, and you can use it and you can inflect and do all these different things if you have good voice control and whatnot. And you can like
Right.
obviously like do double speed and all like triple time and whatnot. But as an engineer, you're able to like manipulate so much more. Do you think that that like level of creativity and control would be something that you're more interested in?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it would be something that I'm more interested in. But to be honest, bro, like I'm really selfish, and when it comes to like music and stuff, like I really only want to put that time and effort into my own stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't see me engineering anybody else sessions unless they're like it's one of my homeboys or something that we're doing for fun. But when it comes down to it, I like to lock myself in a room, bro, and just go in on my own stuff. You know.
Delving into a little more about this new album. I don't know how much you want to divulge about it, but like, are there any like motifs or like concepts that you explored throughout the album? Like, is there anything you could tell us about this album?
Yeah, right. Um, so the title of it is going to be 40 Days and 40 Nights, right?
Okay.
So, like early in the early stages of like coming up with the project title and like the motif and theme of it, I was just thinking when I heard 40 days and 40 nights, I was just thinking back on like biblical times when, you know, the Israelites were roaming around in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. Uh, until like they were on their way to the promised land, right? And it was only until like they actually started listening and started listening to God and listening to what he was trying to tell them to do and the things not to do, that they were able to reach the promised land.
Right.
So I feel like I kind of feel like that is present in like the last few years of my life. Uh, even like when we were talking about just progression, right? Of me um, just trying to find my way on this last project. So like there were times like when I did the Navy Blue project, when I did the Groove project before that, like I knew like I knew it was things that I wanted to change, right? But just rushing and like being a little bit I guess I would say timid in the studio, like not saying, okay, hey, I want to change this part, because you know in the studio sometimes like it's weird, bro. Like you you you're paying money and but you don't want to like be that artist that's like so uh what am I trying to
Just
say, that
like
just wants to
nitpicking
like
everything.
do the most. Yeah, nitpicking everything and just like being there, like causing everybody to be there all day, you know what I'm saying? So it was times where I was timid, and I can understand that now, and I should have spoke up on things and I didn't, right?
Mm.
And so that's what I'm just trying to like this time around, just um trying to really listen to those things that are listen to myself, really myself, and I feel like it's God also that's telling me to do these certain things, move this certain way, speak up right now, because like that's the points in time where the album is going to be 10 times better than it was, you know what I'm saying? It's because I'm actually being intentional about the things that I'm saying. Might be nitpicking, but it's for a good cause also. So I don't know how I got started on this rant, but for the 40 days, 40 night thing, I was just thinking about how people and like they weren't listening and they weren't getting anywhere. They were going in circles in the wilderness for 40 like for days, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm just trying to take that theme and apply it to everything in my life. I'm actually trying to, instead of ignoring things that I feel like God is telling me, I'm trying listen and actually apply the things. So yeah.
Are there any instances in your life where that philosophy has applied?
For sure. I mean, the easy answer I would just be able to say the thing that comes to my mind right off the bat is just those studio times where I want to change something, or I want to delete this verse I did and do another take and do another take and do another take until I get it right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And not worry about people thinking, he came unprepared, because I know myself, bro. Like before I even go to the studio, like just being a broke ass nigga right now, I practice the songs at least 100 times before I even get to the studio. Before I even get to the studio, right? So for me to just be like, hey, let's do another take, I know like I'm gonna nail it sometime soon. It really don't matter. So right now, I'm not really even worried about what anybody else in the studio is thinking besides me. So, and that's a point of growth that I can easily point out from the Navy Blue project, from the Groove project, from my first project, Soul Searching. So yeah, I'm more confident in myself now, and I understand that all this work that I'm putting in uh, gives me leeway to be able to be like, hey, let's just do another take, because I know I could do it better next time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, we talked a lot about just like being, or you've been talking a lot about being in the studio. Like, whenever you go in, are you one of those people that wants like you and just the engineer, or is it like, you know what, like y'all can come in if you want, but like
Yeah.
be quiet, or like how do you set up your studio time?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, really, to be honest, I really just wanted to be me and whoever is tracking my vocals, like the engineer. But you know, sometimes, like, if I'm back in Houston, like my homies will want to come sometimes, or like just anybody, a photographer. I might have a photographer in there, just taking shots of the session. So I would prefer it to be me and the engineer, but sometimes it doesn't happen like that. And I'm learning to be okay with that and still be able to be confident. You know what I'm saying?
Do you ever have those? Well, now that I guess there are more people that are coming into the studio and whatnot. Do you ever have those people who just kind of like come in and say like, "Oh yeah, but what if you do this one thing and that just changes the entire like concept of the song?"
Nah, hell no. I'm not letting anybody in there that's gonna be like that anyway. My homeboys know like how I am. Really, anybody that I let in the studio with me, they know how I am. It's basically just like because I value my homeboys' opinions and shit too. So they know like don't do too much. But if you really, really have to say something, like you really think something will make the song better, then let me know. It's always gonna be cool on that end. But I'm not letting people in there that's just like, oh, this beat is cool. Can I add a verse right here? Or like stupid shit like that. Like, nah, bro, relax.
Whenever you're in there, is it like, is it gonna be one of those like late night things, like I just got off work, or is it like you've set the day aside for that? Like it is purely your day in the studio.
Yeah, right. It's a mix right now. I say like before I moved to Atlanta, when I was back in Houston, recording, it would be like me just getting off of work, bro. Like I work at Amazon. Back then I was working from like 10 to around really like a 12-hour shift from like 10 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
10 to 9, something like that. So whenever I got off, I would go straight to the studio and record. So it'd be like late nights. Rarely do I ever like set aside a whole day just to be in the studio, and that's just because studios cost, and I don't have money like that yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't set out like an 8-hour block in the studio right now because that's just gonna come out to be $1,000.
Whenever you bro, I guess like going forward, once you drop the project, are you gonna be looking at doing like a lot more shows, or like is it gonna be the same kind of like just releasing the music and then putting out the music videos and like doing that sort of thing?
Right. I definitely want to do shows. Like the thing I'm learning right now, bro, is that being an artist and there not being any like syllabus or rule book to go by, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking at other artists like just that are in the position that I want to be in. So when I look at other artists, I'm seeing the timeline of the things they do, right? So I realized like it's almost like a year, 2-3 year rollout for some of these projects, right?
Right.
And I'm looking at like when they drop, they already got the tour date scheduled. They already know like where the first place is gonna be. And so I might not have some of those same. I might not have the team that they have with them. I might not have like a Dreamville or a TDE surrounding me, but I can look and see and use other artists as an example to see like, okay, what they're doing. So I'm definitely trying to do shows. I'm I'm trying to do merch when I drop. I'm trying to do like little small pop-up shows. I'm trying to make sure that I have enough features in the vault. So like after I drop my project, I'm still in people's faces, on other people's songs
Right.
and stuff. So it's all just been a learning process. I'm just trying to figure it all out right now. Like I said, I don't have some of those same support systems. I'm just trying to do what I can with what I.
Going off of that, over the summer, like I got to end up working with one of our artists, and just kind of like working on his team, just seeing like no one on that team is like a full-time like A&R or like intern or whatever. Like no one has like a full-time title, just because like obviously he doesn't have the money to like give us or anything like that. And so it turned into like all of us believed hard enough, like, all right, if we put in this out, like if we put in this work for this many hours, this amount of time during this week, that we can accomplish these goals for album rollout and tours and et cetera, et cetera. And so I guess like
That's a fact.
Whenever you look at like just people you surround yourself with and like people that you work with, in and outside of music, do you have those people that are just like, hey bro, like let me draw up a cool shirt design for you, and then we can help you with that rollout? Or is it like simply just your music is simply you by yourself?
Nah, I'll say for this project, like the past year, I've gotten like cool with a lot of influential people that I say. So for this project, one of my homies, Todd, just reached out to me. He has like a whole collective. When you guys get a chance, just look it up on social media or whatever. But it's called Things. It's called like Things. So he basically reached out to me about a month and just because I had been sending him like all the tracks like whenever I was done with them throughout the whole process. Heard all the songs on there, and he knows the type of person I am, so he just hit me up one day. I want to do all the creative direction for the project. You don't have to pay me or nothing. It's just that like we fuck with you so much. You know what I'm saying? We know like this project is gonna be hard. So I'm actually going to Houston next week, and we're going to shoot my for the project. We're also going to shoot a little small promo video for some merch I got coming out with my Be Something movement collective. So he basically reached out to me. He wants to do the cover articles whenever that time, and just basically all the creative direction for the project. So he's definitely been a blessing to me, man. That's one of the people that I found has been really, as far as we have kind of like the same taste in visuals and creativity, basically, just like aesthetics and stuff on social media and stuff. So he's gonna be real influential in the things that you guys see from me next.
Let's delve a little more into like the I want to say like the marketing process like behind like an album or something like that. Like what
Right.
more so the album cover design. Like what do you think about when you're designing like your album covers?
Basically, the theme of the project, like, and I think about just things that people are drawn to on social media, right?
Yeah.
I'm real like I don't know. I'm real like what am I trying to say? I'm just real into that kind of stuff. So I look at like what people are interested in basically, and I look at what people see first, what people read first when they look at like cover art and things like that.
Right.
So I look at like font sizes and which things, like if the title's going to be this size, what size should my name be, and where on this like perfectly square thing should my name be, to so that people will look there saying things like that. And basically, bro, the theme of the project and what I want people to, before they even hear any of the music, what I want people to feel by just looking, bro.
All right. And before we let you go, I want to ask you our last question that we ask all our Dormville artists. Um,
Yes, sir.
who is in your playlist right now? Who are you listening to?
Ooh, that's a good one. Hold up, I'm on my phone right now, so I really can just and be accurate. Okay, so of course Isaiah Rashad. Um, let's see, Big Crit, um, Boz, Smino, uh, let's see, Sir's last album, the album he just put out, that shit is fire. I don't know if y'all listened to it yet, but it's of course Frank Ocean, Blood Orange. Um, let me see. Oh, Childish Major. Um, uh, let's see. Let me sorry quick. Uh, De Niro. He's an artist from Louisiana. Snow Electric. Oh, Cousin Stiz. His last album is fire, and I think that.
Yo, go ahead and drop that social media so everybody can make sure that they follow you and plug anybody else that you have that you want to shout out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so my social media is Mickey Woods Jr. It's Mickey Woods Jr. on everything: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. So MickeyWoodsJr. I also collective that I've formed. It's called Be Something, uh, and that's on Twitter and Instagram. It's BE SOMETHN. So yeah, and that's pretty much it.
All right, yo, bro. We appreciate you for coming on. Much luck and much love in the future.
No, for sure. I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
For sure.
All right, peace.
We got niggas sleeping on the floor. All my people breaking bread. All these meals just being shared. Never serving food that's cold. All we got is food for soul. Plenty niggas getting fed. You been starving on your own. Hurry up, these lines get long. Never serving food that's cold. All we got is food for soul. Somebody please take a chance on the young black man from the trill. Teal color tears in my soul, navy blue. Feel for my piss on my soul just for you.